Hey guys, I'm Jacqueline.
And I'm Marcella.
And we just got back from the movie and we are so happy to be out of the theater. We just saw The Nun.
Yeah.
And that was traumatizing.
It was pretty scary, guys.
I'm so happy it's over.
Yeah, so we've been like dreading seeing this movie,
Yeah,
I think, like
we've
for the
wanted
past few
to.
days. Like we've been excited to see it, but at the same time we've been scared because the trailer was really scary. And
The Conjuring is one of the scariest movies that we've ever
Yeah.
seen. And if you guys know us, you know that we do enjoy horror movies, but there's something about like The Conjuring, like it's just
movies like that with like spirits and stuff. It's just
they scare us
those movies scare us
because they're real and
because it's real stuff. So if you don't know anything about it, because I don't think the trailer really does a good job of saying what it's about.
It didn't.
It really just has like that jump scare in the trailer, and it's basically about this convent. Like it's about like the castle and this priest and this nun in training. She's not really a nun, but she's like trained to be a nun. She hasn't like taken her vows yet or anything. They get sent to like investigate this castle, this convent, and see what happened because something happens and they need to go see if this is like holy, if it's still holy. So they're like investigating and all of that, and you could see how great that's gonna go. So yeah, that's basically what it's about.
Yeah, that's basically what it's about. It was a pretty like generic plot.
I
Like
mean,
it wasn't
there
a big
wasn't
deal.
really anything like
But
anything that like I think it wasn't complex. It was just your generic like
the characters
scary
I thought
plot.
were pretty good though. Like the characters are good.
Yeah.
I think that the jump scares is what really made this movie, because the entire movie I was like on edge. Like the suspense in this movie was just killing
the suspense
me.
and the anxiety from the jump scares is really what made this movie scary. Yeah,
I felt so much anxiety in the theater.
Just,
it was
that really built the tension up and just made you on the edge of your seat. So yeah, that was
it was really, it was a lot. Like at the end, I was just like, thank God
it built throughout like over
my heart. It was just, it was very
over the course of the movie. It just built. It built.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It just escalated. I mean, it's a lot of jump scares. I will say a lot of the movie is very suspenseful. You're on the edge of your seat. The music really amplifies a lot of the tension.
We were literally jumping beans.
Yeah, exactly. I think this movie scared me in a different way than The Conjuring.
Exactly.
Like,
that's
The
the whole thing.
Conjuring was like a real
The Conjuring
movie.
scared me like psychologically, like really
like
made an impact on me. And I feel like this one scared me more just like
jumpy.
Temporarily almost. Like just while I'm like watching it, it's like jumpy. But I'm not actually scared. It's like strange.
It's weird.
It's really
it's
just
weird.
because of the jumps as you're watching it and like the tension and the anxiety that you feel when you're watching the movie. The Conjuring is a movie that like you think about like after and it's like, oh my gosh, and it really like affects you, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, exactly. I think The Conjuring is something that like is a movie that really like stayed with us.
Exactly.
And this is one that it was scary and we were terrified during the movie. Because
it was a jump.
It was a jumpy
movie.
Exactly. It's very different than like it was a different feel. So that's why I don't know, like I definitely, the first movie is my favorite out of I think it was a good movie overall. I think rating wise we'll give it like a B, like a solid B.
I would think so.
I would say, because it was a good movie. I think the first Conjuring is still my favorite, just because that movie
that was definitely my favorite.
That's my favorite in the series.
But I still think this was a good movie.
I think
it's definitely worth it to go see. It's fun this time of the year, so yeah, definitely go see it.
Yeah, go see it and go get scared. Like if you're looking for a really good scare, go see this movie. Because if
you're looking to jump out of your seat, go see this movie.
I can't even tell you how many times I jumped during this movie. It was a lot. Yeah. So go see it and then you can come back and we'll talk all about it.
I thought that the opening of it was pretty scary. Like the opening scene, it's like the two nuns and they're going down the hallway and she's got the key in her hand and it's dark, and we get like the first shot of the nun like taking her, the one nun, and like dragging her into like that door where it's like, oh, like evil's here or whatever. Saying it was like, oh, God ends here or something like that. It's like, I don't know why you're going there. That happens and she gets dragged, and it was really sad to see the nun like jump off, and oh my gosh, that scene when she jumps off and she hangs herself. And that really sets up the whole movie. Because then
they have to go and see
and investigate and
I think that seeing the nun jump off the building was just really devastating. And then at the end of the movie had like the whole twist. It ended up being like a sacrifice and
because everybody was like dead. Which I feel like I mean, it was kind of obvious. Like, I knew that, like, really early on, that they were all, like, dead. Like, nobody was there. It was literally just the evil spirit. Like, it took them a long time to figure it out, though.
Yeah, but it was, what was just crazy about, like, the whole thing was, we were talking about this in the car, like, this must have been a really, really powerful spirit, like this demon that was there, like this evil spirit. It was,
like, very powerful.
So powerful to be able to manifest in various forms, in various ways, in multiple forms, and like be able to like physically harm these people.
It was an evil.
It was a really
spirit.
Powerful,
and that's really the scary part of it, because like spirits in general, it's just that stuff.
I mean, like,
scary.
We're Catholic, so like we believe in all of that stuff. So like we do believe in like exorcism and all that shit. So
seeing movies like this, it's like, it's just like, oh
like,
gosh.
I hate, like, this happened frequently in this movie when the crosses would like turn around.
Yeah, when the crosses turn upside down.
Oh my god. And then the crosses fall. Like, a lot of like that stuff like scares me. Like, yeah, there was a lot of scares in this movie.
There was many scares.
A lot. One of the scenes in the movie that scared me the most was when the priest gets buried alive.
Oh my
god.
That is like a nightmare. That is the like
traumatizing.
That was hard to watch. Yeah, and the bells.
The bells.
It hinted heavily that somebody was getting buried alive when he's like, oh yeah, the bells are there so that, the spirits there are still alive, they can just ring the bell. Okay, somebody's getting buried alive.
And it was the priest.
Oh my god.
And
of course, there's something in there. The nun is in there with him. Oh gosh, yeah. I thought the priest in general, he had good depth of priest. I thought that he was a good character. He had the whole backstory with the young boy who was possessed, and he was trying to help him and he wasn't able to. So that really plagued him throughout the movie, and that's what the nun used to get to him, is manifest into this boy who had the snake coming out of his mouth, and it was quite like frightening. That was just oh gosh. I thought the priest had a good backstory.
I really liked the priest. I think that he was I think he was the most complex character out of the three of them. I would say that he had the most depth to him. Like, you had like the girl that was training to be a nun. I think it was Sister Irene. Yeah. And she, like, I think she had a good story, obviously, but I think that, like, it was just her transitioning into a nun.
I think we should have gotten a little bit more about why she wanted to be a nun so badly. I mean, they kind of touched on it where she was, like, when she eventually, like, wanted to do her vows and was like, no, like, I feel like this is, like, what I should be doing now. I guess that was her depth, because she finally felt that...
That was her characterization and her development.
She finally felt that she was ready to really become, like, a nun and devote herself to God. So I guess that was really where her story...
Yeah, I really liked Frenchie in this movie. The beginning. Oh my gosh, in the beginning of the movie, that was, I think, the first, like, jump scare for me, was when Frenchie is like in like the woods and stuff, and he's in...
That was the first time I jumped too.
And he sees like the nun, and she's like running over there, and he of course follows.
That was the first one where we didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
In the beginning it was like obviously,
But then the nun like comes out of the tree, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
I thought it was really funny though how he grabs the cross and leaves with it, and he's like sitting in the bar with it. I thought he had a lot of great moments. Frenchie had a lot of great moments, because in this movie, like, he kind of had some light lines.
Yeah, he did.
Humor thrown in there, so I appreciated that.
I definitely appreciated his character, and
he was super hot.
He was really hot. As soon as he came on screen, I'm like, oh my god,
die.
He's so hot, he's gonna die.
Oh gosh, the ending with him, but
we'll
get to that
ending
later.
We'll talk about later. So the Abbey in general, like this castle building in Romania, I thought it was a really creepy place. Like, it was so dark in there.
The setting was
like,
super
do they not have electricity? Like, it was so dark.
It looked really old,
really
and like abandoned. It was just...
It was really old.
Yeah, it was really old. There was crosses everywhere, and the crosses really like made it look just so creepy because of like just the setting and how old it looked and abandoned, and just how dark it was. And the crosses looked really old too. Nobody's been in there since everything happened. That's what that was actually like the fact that like the nuns praying, that scene, that's like later on.
That's later on.
But that scene was one of like the worst scenes I think for me. Like when they're praying and they're all like this, like staring at like the cross, and they're just like praying, and then it's like they weren't really there.
They weren't there.
And they're praying in a different language, which is just like them praying and everything, like, and then they go flying across the room, and it's
oh my god. And then when she's still there kneeling praying, and then it's like clawing at her back, and it's like the pentagram. Oh my god. That was terrifying. And the whole thing with like the body, like she goes and she checks the body, and it's like, oh my god, that was like her, almost like her friend, kind of. That was the girl that was trying to help her and was like, we have to go pray now, we have to go. And then later on she looks over at the body, and the body is really, really decayed, because all that stuff was there for a really long time. And of course it ended up like, oh my god, it wasn't her in the end, because then the fucking thing shot up and started like stabbing at the priest. Like, what the hell is this movie?
That was actually where I jumped, and my heart, like, I was like, my heart was beating so fast. That part when like she jumps up and stabs him, and she like gets lit on fire. Oh jeez, that was like probably another that one. And then I think the other bad scene was when she was in the hallway and she makes it to the door. And you see the nun at the door, and it's like the music is just like blaring, and then the room starts spinning, and she's holding on to the crosses, and like she's looking back behind her, and she sees the nun, and it's just like she's holding on to all these crosses. Like, that's another one was just like, I was just like this, like watching that. I'm like, please make it stop. Yeah, that whole thing was really, that was another one that really, really got me.
It was funny though, because like, it was interesting for me, because watching the trailer, you knew that scene was gonna come of her in the hallway, and then the nun scaring her. And when it came on, I still jumped. I don't know why. I knew it was coming. I was just on edge, like, this whole movie.
Well, because there's so many jump scares in this movie that it just kept you on edge, and that's really what made it scary, is that it just kept you there, like, the whole time.
The whole time, and the music was just really...
I really like the score for this movie.
Yeah, it was a really intense movie score. Like, it just really helps it, I think, like, amplify, like, the scary factor of it, and bring a lot of like the effects and all of like the cinematography that they use to life. Yeah. I like the background of the abbey that we got, how like it ended up being like this really bad place with a bad spirit, and then they closed it and it became kind of like holy, but like not really. Like, obviously not really, but I just think that they gave the building background, which was really cool. Yeah. And that ended up being the whole thing that they had to do at the end. That had ended up being the whole ending when they have to go and use the key and get this evil back down there. I thought that another crazy scene was when, first of all, I love Frenchie saving the priest. I thought that was great. Yeah. Because he has like this gun, and he was a great character, Frenchie. I thought he was really enjoyable. But the scene where he's looking for Sister Irene, and he goes in the room, and he's like looking in the room, and there's all these nuns standing there, and they all have things, bags over their head, and it's like bloody, and it's just, he's walking through them, and it's like, you know, someone's happening. Gonna be. So you're just like on edge when that's happening, and it's like, oh gosh, like here it comes, something's gonna come, something's gonna jump, something's gonna happen, and then like one of them's like, one of their necks like goes this way, and then, oh gosh, like that scene. Yeah. So the scene when she's laying in bed, and so like the other nun goes and she like tells her like, okay, yeah, you stay in here or whatever. So she wakes up and there's a nun on the side of her bed praying. That was another, obviously, like, you know that's not a real nun praying over there. Like, sister, are you okay, sister? Not sister. No! Get out of there! Her rosaries break, and then she looks up, and her fingers are like cracking, and her rosaries break. And then she looks up, and then she's gone. She ends up behind her, and Jacqueline and Marcel jump. Jacqueline and Marcel go flying. Goodbye. Yeah, that scene really scared me. And then you were pointing, you're like, oh my god, the cross is upside down. The cross is upside down. In the background. Like that part, or at least this whole movie terrified me. It was like, it was just very, scary. It was very jumpy. It kept you on edge. Like, it just,
it just gave anxiety.
Yeah. So the whole ending happens really, really quickly. Like, everything's happening all at once. Then 1 second, Sister Irene's like possessed and floating above a pentagram. Ugh. And then Frenchie comes in and
you saw the priest with like his little boy spirit. That's happening in the background still.
That was really creepy, but that was happening. And then you had Frenchie come and he like saves her, and then the whole thing, the big twist at the end was that he ended up possessed from this whole ordeal. And yeah, when he gets choked and stuff, we thought he was dead.
Yeah, for sure, because I kept thinking that the priest was gonna die. I thought that only her and Frenchie were gonna make it out.
And then she was drowning for a while. Like, oh my god, when the nun was in the water.
When the nun rose up, that music, when the nun rose up, it was like, dude, it was kind of like Jaws music, but like scarier.
Exactly. Like, when that happened, I was like, oh my god, like, this bitch swims?
And she just like starts choking her and drowning her. It's like, this is crazy, crazy.
Like, it was just really crazy to me. Like, this spirit was so powerful, this demon. Like, the evil in this building was so huge that it was able to manifest, like, to this enormous, like, it was extreme shit going on. And then I thought that she was gonna die. I'm like, somebody's gonna die out of these three.
I thought that was really clever when she spit the blood.
When she spit the blood, yeah, that was a good twist. Yeah, that was really cool when that happened.
And she basically that closed the thing, and then all the evil was gone.
Yes, but then this was, I think, one of like, I think it was like the most exciting part for me at the ending was the ending, like the big twist.
Oh yes,
was really sad.
He ended up being possessed, and it showed like the cross, the upside down cross on his neck.
Yeah, we go to 20 years later, so now we are like in the Conjuring verse, you know, and we had Lorraine Warren and Lorraine, and they're talking, and you see the video of Frenchie getting an exorcism, and the last shot of like the nun like screaming, like that whole thing. Oh my god, that twist was really sad, but I thought it was a really great way, like that's why it was exciting. It was a great way to wrap up like the series in a way, like to bring it full circle, even though obviously there's going to be more, but
they did, they left it open.
It was a good way to, I think, it was a good callback to the actual series. It like, it gave a reason as to why they're telling this story, you know, of like, it's not just like, okay, we're going to learn about the nun that was briefly in these movies, but like, no, it was like, there was actually like a really sad story about Frenchie that ended up like his sacrifice of going there to save Sister Irene ended up being how he got possessed. And yeah, I thought that was a really crazy twist at the end.
That was, yeah.
We really enjoyed the movie, even though it was really scary.
Overall, I think that it was just very stressful. It was a lot of jump scares. That really was what got to us.
Yeah, it was a good movie though.
Yeah, it was really good. We enjoyed it. I mean,
thanks for all the jump scares.
Yeah.
But let us know what your favorite parts were down in the comments below, and I'd love to know what parts of the movie scared you. Like, did you jump a lot? Did you feel that tension that we felt throughout the movie? Let us talk about that down in the comments below.
And if you enjoyed this review, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more movie reviews.
You can also follow our Twitter and our Snapchat. We are at City of the Feels.
Thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching. Bye!